What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog.
So the wrap was about 570 bucks.
Wrapping the car is no easy task. If you do it yourself, it's pretty cheap, but there's a reason why it's so cheap.
And it's because it's the most tedious thing you can do. You definitely want to do it with another person helping you lay down a wrap. Just to make it easy for us, we're gonna do the easiest thing to wrap, which is the hood. All you have to do is pretty much remove the hood emblem right here.
I'm gonna take like some plier tools. You can use your fingers too. This one's a little bit stuck, and press the two springs together. And then push up. For most wraps that you buy, the longest width is 5 feet. So if your car is like, for example, or like your hood, for example, is like 8 feet by 8 feet. I don't know what car has that. That's just an example. You're kind of screwed. So just make sure you measure everything out if you decide to do this.
Going into this, yeah, you gotta kind of fully commit, and you gotta make sure that your car can kind of sit for a minute, because this process takes a while.
If it is your daily, you can do it like one step at a time. You can actually see the wrap, at least the color, a little bit better here. It's kind of like a matte silver. So when you're wrapping the car, right, you want to overestimate how much wrap you're going to use by like a foot. So like 6 inches like on each side. I'm not like super great at it, so I'm going to overestimate maybe a little bit more than that. And then there's also a thing about wrapping too. If you're pretty inexperienced, matte or satin's a way to go, because with gloss, it's so easy to scratch it. So by the time you lay it down and put it down with like a squeegee and everything, it's gonna look all scratched up. So if you're a beginner, wrapping with satin or matte is the best way to do it. I'm a beginner, even though I've wrapped like 3 cars already, just because of how tedious this is. Oh, I forgot to mention, these are the things that you're gonna need before wrapping your car. Totally forgot, because I have everything here with me. You're gonna need painter's tape or like magnets just to hold the wrap in place. You're gonna need some type of cutting tool, like scissors or something. I have this, which makes it really easy to cut off the excess wrap.
You're gonna need multiple blades. So I personally like using these wrapping gloves. They make it easier to lay down the wrap, and it prevents you from scratching it better than the squeegee tool. I like to use ones with the Velcro on the side, but even when doing gloss, but we're not going to do gloss today, I still find it that it does scratch it a little bit. So these are always like the way to go. So you're going to need a heat gun. A regular hair dryer is not going to cut it. These are like 20 bucks from Harbor Freight, and some sort of assortment of extension cords.
Have your hard, nice and straight, nice and straight. Okay. You don't want to make sure it doesn't.
All right, so we've placed it this far up, and this is why you need 2 people. It's actually really tedious, even if the surface is like one of the easier surfaces to do, because we're laying it as flat as possible. You still get these kind of like creases right here. And I love the glove because I can do a little bit more fine tuning. I find that the squeegee sometimes, like if you just do it too quickly, it can cause these to crease.
So we're almost done with the left side of the hood. This thing takes a really long time. So right here, even as easy as the hood is, we're running into like a small little problem here. And I'm pretty inexperienced, so I don't know the best way to do it, but the way I know how to do it is to go slowly. So I'm gonna put some tension right here and just kind of use my fingers to work my way down this. I honestly should have popped the hood so that. Yeah, this took us maybe 2.5 hours just to do, but it's looking pretty good already. It looks way better than the black paint that was originally on it.
Wrapping does look like an easy job. It's like, why can't you just like lay flat all the time, like very extremely easily? But no, like you got to really manage where everything's kind of like all the materials like converging. So we're gonna cut off all the extra stuff and just be very careful. I don't want to lift this anymore. That was such a pain in the ass to get it down. And this side too, right here, and you can kind of tell because of all the little mistakes there. Oh my god. Kind of want to save some of the wrap just in case you make mistakes. You want to be super careful cutting off the wrap. It's the easiest part, but it's also the part where you have to be the most careful because you can easily slip up and then all your hard work is pretty much for naught. And then also, like, when you're cutting it, you might accidentally lift the part, and I'm lifting it right now, like over here, lift the part I just laid out. So that was a pain in the ass. I do not want to lift that again. So I'm trying to avoid that. Trying to avoid lifting the wrap as much as possible and just getting the excess. Guys, we're almost done with the hood, just the hood, and it's been about like 3 hours now. For some other people, even yourself, this might not take as long, but for me, I'm not really that good at this, so it's taken me quite a bit. But we finally cut a lot of the excess material, and right now I'm carefully going through the edges with the heat gun and tucking everything in. So I need to raise the hood. The problem is this section right here. If I raise it, and if I'm not careful, I could rip this and it will ruin the rest of the wrap. I'm gonna try my best to kind of tuck as much as possible, and over here just do a really good job of trying to tucking it in the best I can so I can lift it so I can clean up the rest of the wrap. But we're almost done. We finally finished it, just the hood. We're still gonna work on this tomorrow and do as much as we can, but as you can see, wrapping the car is a very labor intensive process that takes a long time. It's actually hard to do because it takes so much time and there's so much attention to detail that you need to do. But we finally finished it. We're finally gonna put the hood emblem back in the right way. Yeah. Looks like it's seated correctly. It looks, from the outside, it looks like an amazing job. Like, looking at the finer details, you can kind of see some of the creasing and some of the chips on the hood, but now at least it looks super even. So yeah, this whole thing is getting a makeover. Now this matte gray or satin gray hood kind of puts a little bit more emphasis on how messed up the black paint is, so I'm so glad that we're wrapping it. I have a bunch of other parts coming in. We're gonna do the headlights at some point in time, like actually swapping them out and also swapping out the bulbs, but for now we're gonna finish wrapping up the car. All right, see you guys tomorrow.